Hey guys, this is Pete from Hoyt Street. I'm going to show you today how to replace the belts on the EL1. You'll need new belts, which we sell online for $24.99. You'll need some Threadlocker, a skate tool, and a 3mm Allen wrench. So first let's take the wheel off. So remove the nut and try not to lose, there's a speed ring sitting right there on top. So what you want to do is pull and spin, and pull and spin until it comes off. There we go. So like I said, don't lose that speed ring. There's your nut, and there's another speed ring sitting right there, so don't lose any of those. Next we'll want to take out these 4 screws. And the cap will just lift off, and you can hold the motor and remove the belt like that. So now that we've got the belt off, I want to talk a little bit about these phase wires right here coming out of the motor. We want to keep those as unstrained as possible. So right here I have an unassembled motor, and you can see that there are 8 holes to screw into, and we only use 4. So those are so that we can use the same motor on both sides of the board. And we want to use the screw pattern that will put the least amount of strain on these. So if we look at this one, so there's one screw pattern, one bolt pattern, and then if I turn it, there's another one. But see how now those wires are being jammed into the motor mount? So you want to use the bolt pattern that puts less strain on those wires, that doesn't jam them into the motor mount. So now we can put the belt on. And we'll go from there. And you can put the cap back on. There's actually 2 positions that you can put the motor in, 2 separate sets of screw holes. So let's see, that is one, and you can see the phase wires coming out of the motor right here. And if I turn it a little bit, then a second set of screws will show up. But you want to put the motor in the position that'll put the least strain on these phase wires. So just pay attention to that, and I'll put 1 screw in, or 2 screws in actually, just to hold it in place before I put in the thread locker. Put that one in. So now I'll put Threadlocker on my other 2 screws. So I use Loctite 243, but any medium strength Threadlocker should be fine. Just a little dot is all you need, a little dab. And then screw those in. Get pretty tight. Don't need to go crazy on them though. And then back these 2 out. We can put the Threadlocker on them now. And just a little bit is all you need. tighten those guys down. So with the Threadlocker, you want to let it set overnight before you ride on it, just so that it can set. If you ride on it too soon, you might jiggle those screws loose and then they'll set loose, which can be a problem. To put the wheel back on, just set it on the axle like that. The spacer, the bearing spacer can get unaligned, so you might need to stick something in there to kind of line it up. Once it's on the axle and resting against the belt, lift the belt up onto the pulley and spin the wheel, and then you can push it on. Kind of like walking the chain onto your bike sprocket. Once that's on, put your speed ring on and your axle nut and tighten that down. Again, you don't need to go crazy on your axle nut. Once it starts being harder to turn, that you're landed, bottoming out, and just back it off quarter turn so you're not squeezing the bearings too tight. And there you go. There's your belt replaced.